Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are on CPI Day. And yes, it is July 12th, 2023. So the whole day is about CPI. And it came in beautiful. It dropped 0.5 of a point, half a point. The market was looking at a week ago at it coming in 5.2, 5.1 to 5.3, right in that range. 5.3 was the last reading that we had. Now the market's saying, okay, maybe we can get there. 2 days ago, I'm getting the reading coming in. Maybe we can get down to 5 to 5.2%. That's the spread. Last night, it drops to 4.9 to 5.2. Now, I am looking at CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox, Market Watch. I can go on and on. I read like a madman. So I'm giving you what I am seeing is how the numbers were going. As it turns out, it's a beat at 4.8%. So it drops a half a point. That's pretty big. Headline down to 3%. Another good number. So let's extrapolate just a minute. We have sticky inflation that drops a half a point. This is now July 12th. We don't have an FOMC meeting in August. We have one September, I think, 20th. So that means we're going to get all the data from the month of July and August, right, into the September meeting. Would you agree? Let's assume, for the sake of discussion, that each report falls 3/10, let's say, to 5/10. All right? Let's take the better case scenario that you get a half a point drop each month. That would take you down to 3.8. Let's assume it's not that, and some configuration comes in that you're down 0.6. That would take you down to 4.2. So as I see it, I can make arguments left and right that the Fed is one and done. I think they'll put the nail on the coffin just the way Canada did today with their interest rate hike. Maybe they'll keep going. We don't know. But I think it's one and done if the numbers come in the way that I'm saying. They'll then stand back. They shouldn't have done it in June. They should have had the rate hike. All this taking place, and they could be like the artist sitting back, look what we painted. Look at how the paint is drying. Isn't that just beautiful? What's going on? That's what I think they can do. The picture will need touch-ups if we go flat. That's the way you should look at it. And I don't know what you do if all of a sudden the core CPI were lifting. I don't expect it to, but that would be something that you'd have to consider. Now, tomorrow the dressing is the PPI number, but it's dressing. It's not going to sway the Fed. So I'm still of the opinion the Fed goes the 25 basis points, but now I am leaning heavily into the camp. It's one and done if, and I want you to remember this video, the words, if the data does as I just went through it. If the data instead stalls out, no, then they'll go further. All right, so that's what I think you're looking at, and those are the scenarios. Now, today was a day where market after market, upside and downside, futures, stocks, ETFs were hitting Bollinger Bands. And that's where people, if you're going up and you hit a band, they go, it's going to keep going. This is it. It goes. Well, typically, it doesn't. The whole concept of the Bollinger Band is you trade within these bands, top, bottom. And depending if the momentum is locked in or not, what happens is you'll go up, you get the Johnny-come-latelys, and the market sinks back. Where they're coming out, that's where the pros are coming back in. It doesn't mean you're ending a trend. It means that's the spot to take some money off the table, period. And that's what I teach in my enhanced Bollinger Band course, how to do it, how to use momentum. So after this, you'll see that. But let's take a look, if we could, together at Hyatt. Here's one of the few stocks down today. Down, 3/4 of a point. You can see how it's setting back right here. When we take a look at the swing line, you're still in an up pattern, but the market ran into a brick wall up there for some reason. Moving averages, you have together both the green, which is the 100-day, and the red, which is the 18-day. They're washing back and forth on each other. I think if you were to fall there, not even knowing where the momentum of the market is, that's where the pros would be buying with stops under this low here of, say, 110.38. That'd be my guess. Look what's stopping the rally. Do you see the Bollinger Band? First time you hit it, I know most people don't get this. That is where the market is most exuberant. Learn how to play with it. There's another part to it. If you learn how to work with the momentum, is the momentum overbought, oversold, or embedded? Super important. In this case, overbought, market due for a correction of sorts, in my opinion. Rivian, we've moved to the right-hand side of the Bollinger Band. That's really all that you've done. You haven't impeded anything. This is different than Hyatt. When we looked at Hyatt, look at this reading. Nothing like this. Both numbers going sideways over 80. So until the red closes under 79, on pullbacks are where I'm expecting the pros are buying this market, looking each time to get up to the Bollinger Band. Now, it doesn't have to go to the Bollinger Band. There's another vehicle I use called window envelope, but I modify them from the typical window envelopes. I use in large part where my swing lines, these brown lines come in, and I attach the envelope to them very often, and it gives me a much better reading because it ties in with the concept you're going to move X amount from the center line, which is the 18-day average of closes. So a lot of technical talk, but it's what I do. UGA, this is locked on in gasoline to that band, but you're not embedded. I don't care if it does this. The easy money was made coming out there, and if other people make money, terrific. Unless it embeds, the odds favor this comes up and you're going to get a sink back in this market. Don't be bearish. That's not what I'm saying. It's a point to come out, a point to be bearish. Again, you hitting the financials, the upper band. So long. If I had money in it, I'm taking the money off. You're not embedded again. When we come to XLI, same thing, but are we embedding? Yes. So if you're embedding and you've hit that, does the market become a buy? Embedding occurs when the slow stochastics under my formula, which is going to be different than yours, come in, and let's see if I can get it to move. It doesn't want to do it. It's not going to let me. But you have to have 3 sessions over this number. If you don't have it, you don't do anything. Over 80, you have it. So I think the market's going to get bought on pullbacks here. In NVIDIA, what do you think I was telling my clients today? And yes, on my morning subscriber video for the ETFs and stocks, I've had clients in since the 18-day average. Today, again, I'm telling them, because they were buying, I said, take profit at one number, some more profit. We're waiting on pullbacks if we embed. If we don't, you own it. I don't want to own it up there. I'll wait for my better opportunity as a chartist. I know you're going to tell me, Ira, you don't understand. This is the stock that's going to keep going. If it is, there'll be opportunities on the charts. But right here, I'll have opportunities because if you take money off the table, you have money to put back into it if that's what you want. You're overbought in SOX. SOX is not NVIDIA. So NVIDIA was the strength. This has got too many chip makers that don't perform like NVIDIA in it, and that's a problem. In the home builders, as far as I'm concerned, you're at the upper Bollinger Band. Each time you've got there within short order, you've had a correction to either come in better if you have an embedded reading like this, or if you're just overbought to come out, you're overbought, you own it. I'll back away from it. XLE, first combination on energy, the 200-week moving average, upper Bollinger Band, take money off the table. That would be it. Not bearish. Money off the table to come in on the pullback. Same thing overbought here. So folks, learn the Bollinger Bands. Learn the concept of them. Just go back and look, all right? You'll say, it went there. Terrific. So you came out, maybe you didn't get back in. But if it's embedded, it's letting you in over here. And there's ways to do that, and I show that in the course, okay? There is no technique that catches every move. The idea is to not get caught in moves and to be able to participate on the surge up or down. That is the idea of this. In SLV, what do you think I'm telling my clients on a day like today? This is where you cash in some of your money. Same in the copper. And I know you'll write me and say, Ira, this market kept going, you blew it. You were bearish. I'm not bearish. It's one thing taking money off the table, another thing doing something else. Some of these, because as I teach in the course, you take half money. Others you hold on when you're not hitting those numbers. But you're catching those moves. If you're embedded, you're hoping. The word is hoping. Nobody can guarantee you're going to catch moves up, down, the way that you want every time. If you believe that, you're wasting your time. In BND, this is the key number. You're now fighting a big battle. Are you going to say to this, we've dropped enough where this market's either going back into no man's land, or is this the opportunity to go short, looking for the market to fall further? You're right at that decision point. In the dollar, did I not come out the other day, Monday, and say, I'm pretty sure it was Monday, said, I'm now committed to the bear camp here. I'm committed in the euro to the bull camp. I think you're going to take off in the euro and the dollar's going to sink. I don't think you've even begun the sinking of the dollar. But you're under the Bollinger Band. It's gone from the upper to the lower band in 5 days. I'll let my opportunities come to me, but I think I'm on to something. And it's the flip-flop in the euro, because 40% of the dollar index is made up of that. So you put it together, you try to get a game plan, and I have one for you. The plan is learn to work with these Bollinger Bands. It's what we give you in the course. I think there's 13 chapters. You get the charting software. You get to look at my videos, how they do it, and then I'm going to give you 2 weeks free access to both my Spider ETF in the morning and my futures, along with my full written futures. That value alone is worth more than I charge for the course. Honestly, the charting software and all that, look at what we charge for that. The software alone, we get $159 a month for it. Does that give you an idea? You're going to get this free for 2 weeks to go with the course, and you decide the day you want to start the course. It even tells you how far along you are with it, reminders. It's cool as can be. How do you get to it? It's simple. You either move your cursor up at the top here, or you watch this video. You can still move the cursor in there to the top, and it'll give you all the instructions. Take a look at this and learn. That's what trading is about, learning. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all 3 of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, if you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.